put this in place and move us along the process. I've got a specific concern related to Medicare Advantage programs. My mom, my mother-in-law, many of my friends and relatives are on that program, and maybe many people here too. And the president keeps repeating $177 billion in that program over 10 years in savings. I've read the section of that in the bill, and there's nothing mentioned about how those savings are going to be accomplished, other than short of maybe cutting out the Medicare Advantage program completely. As it stands right now, the Medicare Advantage program is a savings to the Medicare program. And I'm just curious how those savings are going to be accomplished.
Well, I've actually been involved in very high-level discussions with the leadership in the House and people from states like Iowa, Iowa, Oregon, and Washington, where Medicare Advantage is actually living up to its promise. And just to give everybody a brief history lesson, when Medicare Advantage was created, the idea was to pay providers at a higher level than typical Medicare, with the understanding that through some of these innovations that I've been talking about, you'll see actual lower costs to Medicare. And it's a perfect example, Ron, of what I was talking about earlier. This one-size-fits-all always doesn't play out the way we'd like it to. So in some states, we've seen enormous efficiency and improvements in the quality of healthcare because of Medicare Advantage. But in some of the very same states that I was talking about, Medicare Advantage is costing much more than traditional Medicare, and in fact, turning into a net loss rather than the gain it was intended to. So one of the first responses was throw the baby out, get rid of Medicare Advantage. And so some of my colleagues and I said, well, is that really necessary, or can we do things to fix the problem by addressing some of these inefficiencies and make it live up to what its original purpose was? So those are part of some of the ongoing discussions, and I expect in the final House bill, you'll actually be able to see the House's plan with dealing for Medicare Advantage. You're absolutely right, it's up in the air right now. Part of that is because of some conflicting messages from the White House, and realize the White House has been negotiating with the big drug companies, the big insurance companies, and the Medicare Advantage plans separately from what Congress is doing to try to find some of the savings to pay for this plan. So just stay in touch with us. I promise you the Speaker has agreed that that's going to be part of the solution in the final version of the bill.